New mega developments breaking ground while major delays for LA 2028 projects continue. The return of iconic restaurants as other longtime Southern California staples shut down. Holiday events coming up fast. Crosstown stadium drama. And yes, even a Vegas-sized hotel and casino opening. It's Parker here in LA, and the winter holiday season of 2025 is packed full of new openings, holiday fun, and can't miss news. So stick around, and if you love staying in the loop on everything happening in Los Angeles and beyond, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Let's get a few of the heavier updates out of the way first. The city of Santa Monica is officially in a fiscal emergency, declared back in September after racking up $229 million in settlements, paired with the continued decline of tourism and retail within the city. Most of that $229 million comes from the sexual abuse settlements tied to a former city employee, all while major retailers such as Nordstrom continue to close, further impacting an already severely diminished 3rd Street Promenade and surrounding shopping areas, which still haven't recovered since the days of the pandemic. So what's being done to turn things around? Well, one project currently being explored is a ferry line between Santa Monica and Malibu. The mayors of both cities support the idea, and the hope is that it would relieve some of that brutal traffic congestion along the Pacific Coast Highway. Malls across LA continue to struggle, and many are being reimagined into new spaces. At Westside Pavilion, the former Macy's building is being converted into apartments known as Overland and Eris, with both apartment units and townhouses now available for rent there. Another long-standing mall, Westminster Mall in Orange County, officially closed at the end of October after over 50 years. Future plans for it similarly include mixed-use redevelopment into housing, parks, and other community spaces. Luckily, not all retail news is bad for LA right now. For example, the newly reopened House of Dior in Beverly Hills is thriving by focusing its redesign around being more inviting, open spaces, a social media friendly environment, and a welcoming atmosphere that encourages people to browse and linger. Well, I guess the days of stingy pretty woman are over.
You're obviously in the wrong place. Please leave.
Over in Pasadena, the Norton Simon Museum just finished over $15 million in renovations. The goal was to have an exterior that's worthy of its world-class collection within. Over 115,000 handmade ceramic tiles on its walls were meticulously cleaned and restored. In downtown LA, the convention center is moving forward with a $2.6 billion expansion, and the owners have also proposed the construction of a new 49-story tower at LA Live with 364 residences, 334 hotel rooms, and restaurants. But there's a catch. They don't intend on actually starting construction on such a project until economic conditions and labor costs improve. So who knows when that would actually happen. The expansion of the convention center was approved by the LA City Council back in September, despite warnings from advisors that it would drain taxpayer funds away from essential city services for decades. Just south of downtown, my alma mater of USC is facing its own financial crisis, a deficit of over $200 million that continues to cause more layoffs. The university has been in the spotlight for years now as they face corruption scandal after scandal, with the subsequent legal settlements and overspending on unnecessary, overly opulent projects such as the Bloom Football Performance Center, all starting to add up. And now for a bit of good news. The Lucas Museum of Narrative Art in Exposition Park finally has an opening date. Its doors will open to the public on September 22nd, 2026. Meanwhile, looming questions remain about the January fires in both Pasadena and Altadena, with the discovery of the Pasadena fire having been reignited from a fire that occurred on New Year's Day that had believed to have been extinguished, and yet text messages show that at least one firefighter had warned a battalion chief that the ground there was still smoldering, and yet they called off any further operations at the time. Over in Altadena, evacuation orders, or the lack of them, have come under scrutiny as well, with many wondering why those orders stopped until 3:25 a.m. when West Altadena finally received evacuation orders. By then though, several homes and buildings were already on fire there. Speaking of Altadena, there's luckily been a few bright spots when it comes to reopenings within that community, such as Bernie, which was a popular dinner destination that is once again open now as Betsy. If interested in visiting, the menu is locally sourced and frequently changes, and the vibe inside is said to be warm, quiet, and cozy. Sounds nice if you want to support that community and pay a visit. For some other new food options around LA, Jade Rabbit is a new spot in Santa Monica from the people behind the now closed Cassia restaurant and features Panda Express-like China-American food. Their stated goal is to pivot from their career in fine dining into more affordable food that is reclaimed and updated from childhood food memories of growing up in South China, Singapore, and Vietnam. Regular sized combinations start at $12.90. I love any spot that has high quality, affordable food. Let me know if you're ever in Santa Monica and give them a try. Let me know what you think about them. Genghis Cohen is a personal favorite Chinese American restaurant of mine. They had closed earlier this year after their building's lease was terminated, but have now reopened at a brand new location on Fairfax Avenue, just down the street from their old original mid-city location. And if you're in the Los Feliz area, Casa Leo is a newly opened Spanish spot with gazpacho and other Iberian staples. Its chef has spent years cooking at various Jose Andres restaurants. I actually just got back from a 2-week trip to Spain this fall. I have a whole travel vlog series of that trip that will be linked below if you're interested in seeing more travel content about that beautiful country. And of course, with Thanksgiving coming up soon, I thought I'd share a few spots around LA if you want to enjoy some delicious Thanksgiving food but don't feel like cooking. Me. They're all offering delicious Thanksgiving meals to order for takeout. In the mid-city area of LA, Angelini Osteria and Bloodsoes are solid options. There's also Bridgetown Roti in East Hollywood for a more fusion take on a Thanksgiving meal. Agnes Restaurant and Cheesery in Pasadena is a solid option over there. Augie's on Main in Santa Monica. And then throughout the Southern California area, you could also check out Gelson's Supermarkets or one of Superba's locations such as in Venice, Hollywood, or North Hollywood. Both of those places are also offering options for pre-ordering a Thanksgiving feast. Other events coming up in Los Angeles to look forward to include the LA Auto Show going on from November 21st to the 30th. The annual Hollywood Christmas Parade is on November 30th, always the weekend following Thanksgiving. It's a fun event that loops around the Hollywood and Sunset Boulevards right in the heart of Hollywood on the Walk of Fame. There's always celebrities performing and as grand marshals or other things on floats and whatnot. And if you're an avid skier or just looking for a bit of a more wintry escape that's not far from LA, the opening date for ski resorts in Southern California is coming up soon. Mount Baldy will open November 21st. Weather permitting, of course, and the Big Bear ski resorts plan to be open by Thanksgiving. Not to forget about the holidays and all the fun events and activities that come along with this festive season. Lighting ceremonies are coming up real quick, with Rodeo Drive already having had its holiday lighting celebration on November 13th, so that's up and ready for you to enjoy through January if visiting the area. Over at the popular Grove Shopping Mall, their Christmas tree lighting will be on November 17th, and back over in Altadena, their Christmas Tree Lane will be returning on December 6th for its 105th year of light displays. A benefit concert for Altadena will also be occurring on January 7th at Pasadena's Civic Auditorium to support the community's recovery efforts. Down at South Coast Botanical Garden, they'll be having lifelike moving dinosaur animatronics this winter from November through January. A great option for families with kiddos. I always love a good holiday show or concert. Here's a few of my favorite going on this season. Yuletide Cinema Land will be at Heritage Square Museum starting November 29th with a double feature showing Home Alone and Home Alone 2, with showings of other holiday-themed movies going on for the rest of December. Home Alone in concert at the Hollywood Bowl is another fun holiday event. 4 performances of it will be playing from December 5th to the 7th. If you're a fan of singing and reveling, the holiday sing-along at Walt Disney Concert Hall in downtown LA is on December 13th and just may be the activity for you. It's also very family-friendly, with children 2 and up welcome to attend. And New Year's Eve with The Roots will also be at Walt Disney Concert Hall on December 31st with 2 shows at 7 p.m. and 10:30 p.m. if you wish to join and ring in the 2026 New Year with them. Now to fire off a few other key updates and news around the LA area, Starbucks was announced as the official coffee partner for the 2028 LA Olympics. So I guess we can expect plenty of caffeinated beverage options at all the various venues. Drama between the Rose Bowl and UCLA just keeps on heating up, as UCLA is considering moving to SoFi Stadium before before their lease with the Rose Bowl expires in 2043. Now Pasadena has requested a temporary restraining order in court to prevent UCLA from moving. And literally while still editing this video, that request has now been denied. The judge stating that an emergency to necessitate such an action does not currently exist. But this saga is definitely far from over. LACMA staff formed a new union called LACMA United, just as the museum prepares to open its newly finished building, pushing for fair compensation, transparency, and better benefits. Management at the museum has declined to recognize the union at this time, so this is also a story still developing. Streaming services will now be required to keep the volume down on commercial advertisements in California, and a $600 million hotel and casino has just opened right outside of LA. The Hard Rock Casino Tijuana is larger than many Las Vegas rivals and is expected to create lasting economic benefits for the area and over 1,000 permanent jobs. Its grand opening on November 13th featured a hard rock guitar smashing ceremony. Oh yeah! And you know I always gotta give an update for the ever-delayed LAX People Mover for these videos, which is supposed to finally connect America's largest airport that is not connected to a public rail transit system to LA Metro's light rail network, which is currently being expanded prior to the 2028 Olympics. Wanna guess the latest update on it? If you guessed delayed yet again, well, congratulations. Perhaps you're just as qualified to be running this ever-delayed project. Every time I make one of these videos, the opening date has been pushed back yet again. This time to late 2026. So I guess we'll be circling back here in a few months to see if that's still the case in my next updates video, or if it's been pushed all the way to 2027 by then. But for now, those are your Los Angeles updates for the winter and holiday season of 2025. Let me know if there's anything I missed, and I'll see you in this video that YouTube thinks you'll like watching next. Love y'all.